Hello everybody and welcome to our third open stream. So tonight we're going to go through some exciting things, and one of them is going to be modeling, lighting, and then we're just going to create some of the materials. So first thing first, let me introduce myself. My name is Michael and I work with VizAcademy UK. So VizAcademy UK is school that actually creates some exciting courses for students and intermediate and also beginner level users of 3ds Max. So you can visit our website to learn a little bit more about us, so just do it now. And since we're just starting, guys, let me check how many of you are actually online. So if you can, please give me a thumbs up, some pluses, or just exclamation marks in the chat so we can see how many of you are online. And guys, tell me, where are you from, so we can actually see how far can we reach. Let's just continue. Please visit our site. That's going to always be very helpful to do, as we're going to go through a lot of exciting things. So the purpose of tonight's stream is to promote VizAcademy and of course teach you how to do really professional grade visuals. So let's see what we're actually aiming at. You know that we will be creating something exciting since you're already here. So let's see our final goal. So as you all know, using 3ds Max can be a little bit intimidating, and that's exactly how it was for me when I started. So let's actually see what do we have. So India, Poland, Norway, Ukraine, wow, Romania, Kenya. Come on, wow, that's really awesome. So guys, do you use 3ds Max in your daily life? Are you professionals or are you just starting? If you're students, please tell me, where do you study? And of course, tell me something about yourself. So as you can see now on the screen, this is our final goal. We'll be creating this visual from scratch. I took the liberty to reset 3ds Max and actually open a clear window. So before I jump into another one, let's actually stop this interactive render. Since we all know what we're aiming at, let's actually start. So usually when you start working on stuff like this, you need to have some kind of blueprint. So let's just go for it and skip the one element that is always going to just take a little bit of time, and it's going to be boring for all of you, and that is placing those AutoCAD files. As you can see, this is a really basic floor plan, and as you can see that there's not really a lot of information, and that's what you're going to be dealing with most of the time when working with professionals. Unfortunately, they think that you are supposed to come up with all the solutions, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Before we start, I'm going to quickly trace this ground plane. So I'm going to place it somewhere beneath this whole scene, so we don't have any extra light bleeding from beneath our scene, because that's how I'm going to conduct myself in this manner. So guys, a V-Ray licensed trainer, great, that's actually something to be proud of. Let's continue by starting off with just the basics. So as we're going to progress, we're going to go through these elements. So since we already introduced everything and we checked the model, we're going to start modeling, and then we're going to jump into lighting, materials, and the final render. So that's our schedule, and let's try to keep it short. So some of the elements are going to be made a little bit easier, or I'm not going to go into in-depth detail, because I just respect the thing that we're actually streaming, so we need to move fast. So without any further ado, let me just start by placing the first box. By converting this box to editable poly, I can enter this edition mode. So we can actually start placing all the parts into place. So if you are not going to if you're not going to have AutoCAD files, don't worry about it. We can share them with you later, but stay tuned, because we're going to actually give you a little bit of special offer for all of those of you that stay with us a little bit longer, because we just want to share not only the knowledge, but also share with you something special. So stay tuned, because well, staying to the end is always the best idea. Anyway, if you're going to trace your image and you won't have really any kind of AutoCAD file, don't worry about it. We can actually work without it. So you probably are going to have some kind of image, and that's just going to be some photo or JPEG of that floor plan. So you can also place them in the right position. So those are going to help you out along the way, but at this moment we're just going to continue working on all those elements with this blueprint in mind. So let me just place all those parts that are going to be necessary for us to start working on the more finer detail. And as you can see so far, it's actually going to be really easy. Remember that we're aiming at this beauty, so we're actually going to create something, well, I hope that it's going to be, if not similar, identical. So guys, since we've got professionals and students in our crowd, please tell me something more about yourself. How long do you work with 3ds Max? What is the software of your choosing? So you know, just let's keep the chat alive, so it's going to be a little bit more interesting for all of us. So at this point, I'm going to detach this middle element, because it's going to be a little bit easier for me to work on the walls around here. Just to create this detail around here, I'm just going to ring this, connect, and increase the amount of segments I'm going to add. We don't have to be necessarily 100% precise. What I mean by that, we do not have to worry about most of the stuff that you think it's going to be super important in this kind of work. Fortunately, we are able to skip some of those redundant things that are just not going to be that important. So at this moment, I'm going to just try to place this slope inside of this house, so we can actually see some extra elements. You may be wondering, how are we going to create this curvature? I'm pretty sure that most of you would probably pick an option with just tracing some kind of spline, but at this moment I figured it's going to take too much time, so instead I'm going to use more efficient way, and that is going to be AutoGrid, and thanks to that I'm going to be able to place this plane exactly where I need it. Since we need it to be a little bit curvy, let me just add a lot of segments. So since we've got it here, let's go ahead and convert this to editable poly. We still need to make this fit our house, so let's just trace it a little bit up. As I said, we don't need to make this perfect, we just need to be good enough and without being sloppy. Don't think that we are trying to be we're just doing this, we're doing any kind of sloppy job. What we're doing is working efficiently. Most of the time your clients will need some kind of redos, or they will ask for some extras. So in this case, we're just going to use the best methods that are going to be available for us in this instance. So since you already know that we're creating this curvature, 3x3 FFD modifier is going to be one of the best tools for that. Since it's going to simply be not 2x2 but 3x3 modifier, let's try to copy this element. Okay, so At this moment, let's take care a little bit of the lower panel, because as I said, we're on a tight schedule, so let's continue. At this moment, as you can see, I'm always going to use box modeling for our base. We don't need to go into detail at this point because I know that you're all waiting for materials and light. So without any further ado, let's just start modeling the lower panels. Okay, so since the lower floor is actually modeled like this, we are going to take advantage of this really easy mesh and actually place all of those elements here. So since we've got this those edges, I'm just going to try to loop them. And now this is where a chamfer is going to come in handy. Just by using chamfer, I'm able to do symmetrical windows. And as you can see, that was super easy. So you're a beginner level, usually work with ArchiCAD. That's actually really interesting because ArchiCAD can work with 3ds Max. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the quality of a 3ds Max when it comes to 3D visuals, but it's good enough for us to work with as, let's say, pretty much a sketch. So you can actually create really good work with that software. So you may have noticed that we're trying to avoid going into too much detail in this case. Why? Because most of the time your clients are going to ask for a lot of redos. Visualizations are part of the creative process. So in this case, we're trying to make sure that we're actually working with the most efficient tools there are. So make sure that we're trying to actually add the proper curvature. Don't be sloppy, and remember, we are not going to create exactly the same house as we've got this in this floor plan, mostly because it's just going to be a total waste of time. To create windows like those, so where is the video frame buffer? 12 years of ArcViz, switched from CAD to 3D to Max 3 years ago using Corona. That's a good approach. That's exactly what we chose for our courses. So remember to check out our website to learn a little bit more about us. So right now I'm going to quickly use this one of the best tools in 3ds Max, and that is Inset. Right now we are not going to care much about the topology of this building, mostly because it's just redundant at this point. As I said, we do expect a lot of redos from our clients, so we do not need to go for the hyper realistic and super detailed elements. For your final render, it's always welcomed. At this point, you can see that we've got this lower floor that we still need to extrude. So that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. Without any extra selection, I'm going to deselect those two parts. So you can either extrude this to add a little bit of space for this window to actually shine, or we can actually make this a little bit smaller and inset this again, because this is how we can actually do it the fastest way, and make sure that the bottom of it is actually on 0 or even lower, so it's not going to levitate, and levitating objects are always going to look bad. So at this point, you can pretty much tell that this part is almost finished. So let's just move on and connect the next parts of this model. Since the topology is not exactly ideal, I'm going to use slice plane instead. Why? Because it's faster and it's more efficient. At this moment, I'm not going to use any kind of animation tools on this house. So instead of wasting time on adding the super dense topology and making sure that everything is in quads, I'm just going to take the best out of it and use those tools to my advantage. Again, we're trying to achieve this effect, and this is how you can do it the most efficient way possible. So let's just try to use inset again, because it's just going to be very, very helpful at this point. And again, let me just move this back. You may notice that we've got those openings. In this case, I'm going to keep this one part in this place because I need this for later. How are we going to use this? We're going to use this as our window. So to get some kind of glass, I'm going to quickly detach this and save it for later, so it's no longer part of my object. Okay, would you like to learn how to create stairs like this? Because this is an object that usually takes a lot of time to create, and I guess we can actually make it really, really easy. How many years of practice does it take to model so fast? Actually, it doesn't take that much, but with my story actually started almost 14 years ago, so I'm not the best person to tell you that. But at the same time, I didn't have any kind of tutors or any kind of guidance. So I was going through a lot of junk over the internet. I didn't know what I'm looking for. And since the ArcViz is actually getting really, really popular these days, this is actually the way to go. By increasing this object's density, I'm able to actually bend it later, but before I actually do that, I need to make sure that we've got some kind of slope around here. So let's just do that and go for 2x2 modifier and put this somewhere around here. I'm just guessing this at this moment because we're still going to make this happen later. So just for now, I'm going to go back and actually start modeling the stairs. How many stairs do we have? Approximately 15. So let's just go ahead and create a quick plane. So yeah, this is not exactly the plane we need because we need 15, not 500,000 segments. So right click on this with segments to quickly go to the lowest value possible, and that's 1. So I'm going to split this into 15 and now the magic is going to happen. So by using this quick method, I'm going to go to 2x2 modifier and quickly move this somewhere around here. Since I've got this advantage of having this AutoCAD file, I'm just going to place the bottom and the top of my stairs somewhere around this area. So those aren't really stairs, right? So how can we actually make them look like stairs in seconds? That's a good question that nobody asked. I'm going to show it to you. First of all, we select the midpoint segments and split them. Right now, each element is actually, each of those polygons is going to be a separate element. That means that we can actually modify all of them. And at the same time, I can now go to fourth sub-object level, which is polygon, scale this down, and since those stairs are actually full stairs, I can quickly grab all of them. While holding shift, I create this extra mesh. And as you can see, we actually created our steps in seconds. Again, scale this down to make sure that those are going to be flat. There are other options to use in this case, but this is the one method I found fastest and easiest. What's inside your computer? Well, inside of my computer, you can find quite good stuff. So that's actually AMD Ryzen Threadripper 2970. I didn't overclock at this moment, and I got approximately 128 gigabytes of RAM, but that's an overkill because I work as a professional and I need this for my bigger projects. But the computer you actually need is going to be something around 8 gigabytes of RAM and fairly recent CPU, so it's not exactly going to be pricey. So again, you can now see that we've got almost all the elements of our stairs ready, but still we need a little bit more fine detail. We are not going to go and and create everything around here, because it's just a waste of time. So I'm going to quickly align those two objects so they look pretty good. And okay, right now, as you can see, this is where the magic happens. You can now go to top view, and by working with wireframe, I'm going to add the most basic of the basic modifiers, and that is bend, by placing the gizmo around here. So it doesn't have to be exactly in this place, but it's just to show you how it works. So I'm going to go for the angle of 90, and as you can see, this looks like a nightmare. So we still need to fix it by changing the axis. But those stairs were supposed to be running stairs and not exactly banana. So I'm going to limit this effect and make sure that the upper limit, which was actually here, so you can understand where the up is, I'm going to make sure that it's approximately a lot. So again, let's go ahead and add a lot of this distance. Now I know that this is not necessarily have to be 90 degrees, so let's go for something like 70. And yeah, those stairs are really long. So this is where, again, this is a nice trick to work with, because I can now move the gizmo and make this make those stairs actually shorter. With limiting this effect, I was able to move this and make this a little bit shorter because it's just easier. But before I actually bend this, I need to make sure that this one element is going to have this nice slope that I was actually talking about earlier on. So how can you actually do it without losing this bend modifier? Easy, just cut the modifier, add any changes you wish to add. So let's just make sure that it's going to be somewhere around the stairs. So yeah, it's going to look good. So let's convert this back to editable poly, paste in instanced modifier, and we're back to work. So without wasting time and going back and forth to recreate all of those elements, I just I didn't waste any time on that. Again, which version of 3ds Max are you using? At this moment, I'm using 2020 because it has a lot of options that are going to be really good for you. So try to use this as your main tool, just because it's going to be really helpful. So again, sometimes it may happen that your modifiers are not going to work on your behalf. In this case, I'm probably going to have to recreate this object. As you can see, the angles actually got flipped, and well, the modifier is not going to work properly. But don't worry, because we can just simply go ahead and use another method, which is going to be chamfer. So in this case, I'm going to go again for the auto grid, create this box inside to make sure that it's actually going to cover all of those parts. And since the modifier didn't work, because this is a live stream, so why not actually throw up some tantrum? Well, 3ds Max is like this. Fortunately, it didn't yet crash. So remember, guys, to always save. And for those of you that are tuning in just now, remember, we're trying to create this as fast as possible. So we're going to go through all of those elements that may be a little bit tricky and a little bit boring, but at the same time, we're going to try to work with each and every element of this visual. Of course, our final shot is not going to be as noisy because this is just interactive render. So we were actually checking out all of those parts, and we were making sure that everything is in place. So let's go back, and remember, guys, for those of you that stay till the end, we've got some special offers prepared. So you may want to hang out up until the end. It's just going to be not only nice, but you may want to see what we have prepared for you. At this moment, since I really need to make this curvy, I need to use chamfer. So I'm going to go for a really ridiculously high values and just populate this with a lot of chamfers. So since the 3x3 didn't work, there's always a workaround. Try to never lose your hope when 3ds Max is acting up, because, well, that's the type of software we're going to deal with. I'm pretty sure that right now it's everything is going to work fine, and it does. So as I said, 3ds Max just likes to act up. So guys, just quickly scale it down, and as you can see, we've got the first curve. Again, to not waste time, all I'm going to do this with another curve is simply mirror this one. We use the most basic tools in the most professional ways. We are not going to show you something that is going to be a total plot twist that nobody ever thought of. We're just going to show you the good usage of the basic tools and everything that is going to make your work efficient. That's the key word of our course. We want to teach you how to work efficiently and create the beautiful visualizations without any effort. So you will have to spend some time to create them. It's not going to come easy at first, but believe me, it's going to be worth it, because right now I'm going to show you something that is really just warming up my heart. Everything that you see on our Instagram, except my face, is actually done by our students. So you can see that all of those beautiful visuals are created by our students. As I said earlier, approximately 50% of students come to us with no prior knowledge of 3ds Max. So 70% of our students report that they do not know 3ds Max at all, or they do have some basic knowledge, but overall almost 50% don't know anything about 3ds Max. So you can actually see for yourself that there's a lot of good work around here, and that's exactly why you should visit our Instagram, and that is VizAcademy.uk, to see for yourself how good those render actually look. And for the further proof, we've got Leah's work. So she already started working in her LB design. First of all, I'm going to show you one of our current students. So that's Nicole Dunbar. And as you can see her progression from before she joined us and after she joined us. So she's now able to create professional grade 3D visuals. After just a few weeks with us, she was able to jump from well, her previous level to this super photorealistic level of visuals. But take a look at this LB Design 3D visualization. That's Leah. You can visit her mine webpage and just take a look at this. She started with no prior knowledge of 3ds Max, and just in a few weeks she was able to deliver this tremendous photorealistic visualization. And I cannot really stress enough how much I love those shots. I actually liked all of them. So guys, visit our Instagram and check out our students' Instagram. It's always good to see some new faces there, and of course visit our website. So if you want to go ahead and roll in. So let's continue working on our exterior now. Since we've got those nice curves already done, let's now go for something less interesting, and this is the back end of this house. I'm not going to waste a lot of time on that because this is going to be barely visible, and I could probably just skip this and add anything here, but instead I'm going to use the most basic of the basic parts, and that is going to be box. So again, I'm not going to go for full precision. I'm not going to snap all of those elements. You can actually be off for quite a lot of centimeters when it comes to exteriors. You might know in okay, so guys, tell me, for those of you that just joined in, where are you from? How much time it's How much time did it take her to create those visuals? As I said, after she was done with our course, she was able to create this in, I don't know, a day or two. Basically, I believe that if you ask her, she'll tell you that better. But now you can see this peculiar situation. I've got 3 objects and I really need to work on all of them at the same time because I don't want to waste time. Instead of attaching them in, I'm just going to quickly go ahead, add edit poly modifier, and just move all the parts all together. That's a neat trick that is going to save you a lot of time and effort, because at this point we don't need to waste time on anything that is not worth it. So later on, when your client actually approves of your work, you can go ahead and add a little bit more detail, but at this point we just need to trace it and make it look good. Remember, this is our final goal, and this is the model we're actually going to recreate. Yeah, we're not going to model a car because it's going to take a little bit longer, but at the same time, why not just add it in since one of our colleagues was able to model it out. So the model you'll see is actually created by one of the members of our staff, and you're going to see that car quite a lot of times in our webinars. So again, let's now see what we can do about the windows in this house. First of all, we do not need to go into some really specific setup because again, we're doing some shot from far away. In this case, we're just going to try to add everything in and make sure that everything that you see is not overpopulated with detail. So let me go ahead and add extrude modifier. So as always, we are just going to work on the basics of the basics. So just add it in, make it as tall as the AutoCAD files ask us to. And since it's supposed to be like tall like that, I'm now going to check out if my slope inside is not really too low. So it was, and that's why I'm fixing it. Of course, it's amazing. So thank you guys. You may notice that there's a lot of our students in the chat because they deem to actually like us, and they joined this to get a little bit more knowledge about our methods. So all of those things are actually going to be discussed during our webinars. And guys, you may not know this, but VizAcademy is one of, well, it's the only school I know that supports their students, provides unlimited support for their students. What do I mean by unlimited? Well, unlimited means that you can contact us and we won't tell you that you ran out of questions or something like that. And you don't have to email us. We actually do it live. We often call our students to go through each and every problem they had on Skype or using AnyDesk, so we can actually connect to you, show you what is what, and step by step fix all the problems that you may have. In this case, you may notice that I've created this shape out of the selection in my editable poly. It was quick, it was fast, so it's the easiest method to create windows like that. You don't need to go into fine detail, and at this moment I just remembered a really funny story with one of my friends. So I was creating some exteriors and I asked him to deliver a little bit of windows in some building behind. And at this moment I was pretty sure that it's a really easy job, and it was. He really delivered, and by that I mean after approximately 20 minutes he was able to send me the file, but something was off. Well, for the building that was behind and it was in the background, he actually spent so much effort and so much time that at some point the scene was 2 gigabytes heavy. Just imagine having something in the background with this kind of mesh. So yeah, I ended up not using that peculiar model because, well, it was just too heavy. And that's why we use this method, because it's fast and efficient. You will learn more about all of those methods during our webinars because we not only support you, but we also give you a lot of homework. We give you a lot of videos, and of course the live webinars where we go through all of the challenges that our students may have. So let's again see what the chat is talking about. How does it your support work? Oh yeah, thanks for the question again. You can contact them via Skype. Yes, you can. And that's exactly how we conduct ourselves. It's the fastest and again, the key word is efficient way to communicate. Since this is a lower floor, I'm just going to go ahead and create the same type of windows as I did for the upper level. No need to go into any kind of detail at this point because, as I said, we're trying to be as efficient as possible. So let's move this back a little bit. Okay, guys, now I guess we are pretty much done with all this model. Maybe I'm just going to make sure that something is inside here, but it's not necessary. So yeah, unhighlight, and now what do we have here? We are still missing some kind of floor object. So in this case, we're going to use again, the fastest way to create floor is, of course, for those of you that are a little bit advanced, floor generator. Guys, how long do you think that this kind of 3D visualization would take you to create? And I mean, how much time do you think that this webinar is going to take? Because honestly, I'm currently almost finished modeling. Again, at this point, when using a floor generator, remember, this is going to be a really good thing to play just a little bit with the with all the sliders. Don't go crazy with it, because at some point, if you use too small planks, you will be met with a little bit of problems. So I'm just going to go for, let's say, 40 centimeters. Still, this is a 3D visual, not exactly real world. So you can just cheat a little bit. In terms of modeling detail items like chairs, pillows, plants, cars, etc. Is the modeling of these items covered in the course, or do you use pre-created assets? We do both. We teach you how to create almost every model that you may need, but at the same time, we try to be efficient. So we don't waste time on anything that is not necessary. So if the model is online, why not download it? It's cheaper, and while somebody is going to say that it's cheating because I go through modeling all of my stuff, well, kudos to you. Continue wasting your time on modeling everything. But at the same time, we will be finishing our second project or the third project with ready models. But remember, it's not like we don't teach you how to model. We do. We go through basic and advanced modeling. Also, if you want to learn more, we do not limit knowledge. What does it mean? It means that more questions you ask, you will get more answers. At this moment, could you share the plans for the practice, please? Thanks. Well, that's exactly part of our surprise. So you'll be able to get this if you stay till the end and you'll sign up for our special offer. So right now, our support is going to share with you links to our websites, but later on we will share a little bit of specials. So remember to leave your emails to us, because we still need to share everything with you if you want to practice. So this is going to be our base for the ground. So as I said, we're trying to create everything that is here. On this moment, you can see that it's going to be quite complicated to create. Just look at this mesh. It's actually quite complicated. So let me just jump to clay mode, and you'll see that there's a lot of fine detail around here. How do we actually do that? Well, nothing easier. Let's just go and be a little bit more creative. before I actually start modeling the terrain, I need to place the camera. This is important because we don't want to go into any kind of detail that we won't use. Efficiency, right? So for that, I'm going to quickly create a Corona camera. Let's place it somewhere around here and without the angle. So I guess this is going to be pretty similar angle to the one we have in our previous shot. So let's just place this camera. Remember, when working with exteriors, you want to place your camera somewhere around 90 to 160 centimeters above the ground. Why? Because this is where your typical photographer would place the camera because of the tripod. So still, we're trying to mimic the big daddy of 3D visuals, and that is exactly photography. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of lens correction. At this point, you can see that the focal length is set to 45. Let's use something more photographic. So place your focal length as somewhere around 24, 28. It all depends on what kind of distance you want to work with. Right now, what I'm going to do is quickly grab the camera's target, move it up, and something is off. Well, we don't want to work with 3-point perspective. That's why I'm going to quickly go for tilt and shift. In this case, you can see that we've got this automatic vertical tilt, and it's fixed. So since we actually have a little bit of ground in our shot, I'm going to actually make sure that we're going to create something interesting out of it. Maybe place the camera a little bit further back so we can actually use this ground a little bit more. So let me just grab it. Remember, in situations like this where it's harder to grab your items, you can just try to switch the type of selection to a desired one. And now, since this is exactly what I needed, I'm going to place it somewhere around here. Yeah. Okay, so let me just take a look at this shot. Yeah, let's say that it's actually pretty similar. We don't need to go for 100% accuracy in this case because we're just trying to learn something new. Let's continue working on our ground. Remember to move back to your typical selection, or you can set it to geometry. But at this time, not all of you know that 3ds Max has this sculpting method. It's a push-pull method. It's not really that good, but it's going to be good enough in this case. So for that, I'm going to quickly jump to clay here. And as you can see, this looks quite nice. Shift F for the save frames so we can see everything that we need. And since the previous image is set to image ratio 1.2, I'm just going to follow exactly that here. Now, since we've got all of this here, let's move to the other window so you can see everything what's happening. We already know that we will be creating some kind of road or pavement. Let's call it just, well, some slopey. So again, we need to create this kind of terrain. We need to add a lot of craziness to it. We will add rocks, we will add grass, and that's why we need to prepare this terrain exactly the same method that we teach during our course. But of course, during the course, we actually tell you why we do this and what method should you use each time. So again, with making the brush size a little bit higher, I'm going to now move along this line so I know that my push and pull is going to take effect somewhere around here. So you can now see that I'm actually trying to create some random slopes around this terrain, so it's just going to be fast and easy to work with. Thank you very much, Robert. That's amazing. And MS is actually a really great company, so thank you for tuning in, guys. So Let's now continue and actually work with this push and pull method. Since I need this to be a little bit stronger, I'm going to make sure that the push value is a little bit higher. Again, let's just create some kind of slope, but not like this. So for that, I'm going to again make this brush a little bit higher, and let's just go a little bit crazy. You don't need to add all the detail in the back because it's just redundant at this point. So let's also try to add a little bit more craziness around here. So again, push pull, and I'm going to use the same type of brush I had just a moment ago. So let's go for it. Okay, we don't need the wireframe here, and let's try to add a little bit of it. So you don't necessarily have to go for the microscopic detail just because now we're going to add a little bit of trickery. Again, since we've got this fairly dense mesh, what I'm going to do, you may want to use MF Smooth for just a part of this plane, so that's a really good method, but at this point I'm just going to go for tessellate and allow myself to go to face. Why should you use this method? Mostly because it's going to allow you to more precisely select all of those parts. And as I said, we're just going to create some kind of slopes, some kind of imperfections in the ground. First thing I'm going to do now is actually go ahead and start pushing and pulling all of those elements by adding noise modifier. That's always good to add as almost last element of your ground. In this case, I'm going to go for something around 10. And let's just go with the scale, so it's just going to go a little bit more crazy. You can actually see how it's changing, how this whole ground is getting a lot of detail. If you go for fractal, it's even going to be better. So it all depends on mesh density at this point. So let's convert this to editable poly, change our selection method to brush, and let's spray our pathway. So since we don't need to be super precise, I'm just going to try to create some kind of pathway around here. So let's just imagine that people are walking somewhere around here to get to the house. So this is going to be our main path, and that's our first element. So at this point, we need to do one more thing, and that is add Turbo Smooth. So Turbo Smooth is going to make all of those elements a little bit smoother. I know that we already made this mesh a little bit of mess, but take a look at this. First of all, I'm going to first grow and shrink. So you now see that everything is a little bit smoother. Okay, so let's select a little bit of that. Remember, no need to be super precise. Let's make it actually a little bit more organic. I'm going to detach this in a moment, but first I'm going to use soft selection to play a little bit with it. So soft selection is going to allow me to use this fall of gradient to make this one part a little bit lower. So it's just going to work for on my behalf. So we just need to make sure that it's a little bit lower, so we have some kind of walked through pathway, and it's going to be a little bit more realistic. So at this point, we just need to trick our viewer to believe what we want to show him. As you can see, I detached that one element, and now I'm going to continue using spray to select more and more elements of this mesh to simply create something more interesting when it comes to selection. So maybe let's try to deselect some of these parts so we can actually have this interesting parts around here. So as you can see, would you always make the sketch rough, then change it to actual later? This method is going to make this a little bit tricky because you won't need to exactly go back to the high detail because it's still going to look really good. And if your client is going to ask you to change something in the fine detail, it's going to be easier because at this moment we're actually working with, let's say, somewhat sketch. So remember, we need to make sure that we are efficient and it's not going to hurt us to make any redos. Believe it or not, but most of the architects that I worked with don't even know what they're aiming at. So that's always going to be back and forth with you as a 3D professional to help them out see their own product, see their own visuals. At this moment, I'm creating this second type of grass. So in this case, you can see that we've got this nice transition between those two types of grass, the one taller grass and the lower grass. We're going to get into detail in a second, but right now I'm just going to detach this second element. So setting up the scatters for this is just going to be easy for us, mostly because I already prepared those earlier on. So we're soon going to move on to lights and materials, so why not talk about it in a separate window? At this point, I'm just going to show you the basic setup. We are supposed to go through all of those materials, so I'm going to quickly show you that there's no trickery here. It's really easy to work with texture. So let's just open this in a window. As you can see, this is just a photo of the ground with some veiny trees, so you can see that it's actually not that complicated. The video will be available after live. It's only on live stream. The video will be available later for you to watch on our YouTube channel. So if you still didn't subscribe, do it now, because you will be met with a lot of nice tricks, and we will be populating our YouTube channel with a lot of sneak beats out of our webinars, and of course we show a lot of tricks there, so you don't want to miss that. Okay, at this point we will be working with these three objects. I'm just going to quickly open my render window. So let's start the interactive render from Corona toolbar, and as you can see now, those three teapots are looking quite boring. No, they don't. They do look good. So this veiny ground is looking quite amazingly good. Let's just take a look at it, shall we? Just look at this fine detail. Just by using some textures and a little bit of displacement, we're able to achieve this level of detail. So there's no secret to it. This is just a good texture for displacement. We're actually sharing textures like this with our students, so you'll see a lot of trickery during our webinars. So just by increasing this amount by a bit, you can see how awesome this looks like. Again, let's go back to the basic level, which we are going to use for our scene. And just by using this teapot without any, this is a primitive object that comes from 3ds Max. You can see how awesome this looks. Guys, again, what kind of software would you like to learn the most? Because right now we're working in 3ds Max and Corona Renderer. Okay, I was supposed to show you how do we work with scatter, so let's just go ahead and do that. When it comes to scatter, it's always good to stop your interactive render when talking about it. First of all, this is a scatter garden. This is a pretty basic setup. It doesn't come with Corona. This is something that I like to do to keep everything in check. So I always try to create separate rooms or separate paths for each type of object. So if I work with trees or I work with grass, wild grass, I try to create a separate type of scatters. So It's a really basic setup that you can check out right here. No trickery, just a really good setting, and we're going to use this freely available online objects. So we're actually going to show you how to obtain model like this online during our course. So remember that it's not only that we show you how to do stuff, we also show you how to use all of it. So let's go back to our main camera in this scene, and let's try to render it out mixed with our ground. As you can now see, this grass is starting to look really good. But since this is just a presentation, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more density to the scatter. And what is going to be super important in this case, since Corona 0.4 and higher are going to work with NVIDIA Denoiser as a default performance enhancer, you need to delete this, or sorry, turn this off while working with exteriors. Why? Because it's going to take a lot of time to unblur all of those objects. And just to take a look at this, this is going to be our ground, and this is just a teapot. So you can pretty much see how awesome this is going to look in our scene. The setup is basic. There's just two maps mixed together, and this ambient occlusion is creating a little bit of darker areas. So we do not use a right clone in our course. We try to avoid adding extra software that requires our students to pay for it. So it's just going to be easier for us to work with everything that 3ds Max comes with. So at this moment, as you can see, this is a really basic setup. There's no trickery, just 30 centimeters of displacement, and as you can see, this looks really good. So let's continue by adding all of these objects into our scatter, and as I said, when talking about scatters, try to turn them off. Again, let's add rocks, which are going to be really important stuff for us. We've got two types of rocks because we've got two different scatters, so one smaller and one bigger for our main path. Right now I used the scatter grass, so that's our regular grass, and right now I'm going to add a little bit of wild grass, which is going to be used as our background. Remember to check if your scatter is actually on. So let's just turn it on, and you know what, I'm going to make sure that the teapot is not going to be covered with the wild grass because we need to have some kind of transition from the foreground to the background. And as you can see, this is exactly what we're going to aim at. We go through all of the details of scatter creation and scatter setup in our course, so remember to visit our website and enroll right now if you're interested in learning something special. So about the specials, remember to stay tuned till the end, because at the end we're going to not only show you something really extraordinary, but also we're going to share the specials with you. Can you say something in Russian? I do not speak Russian, unfortunately. So no, I know like 2 words in it, so no. Again, as you can see, we're going to aim at this effect, so let's just continue. Guys, so where are you from right now? Because I can see that there's quite a lot of us. Oh, by the way, are you still following us? Because I know that I'm talking about a lot of techniques that may be a little bit intimidating at first, but believe it or not, it's super easy to work with. So right now, I'm going to basically copy the scatter we've seen a few seconds ago, so from this scene before, and that's a little bit of cheating, but I'm going to show you a car created by one of the members of our staff. So he created this from scratch, and this is just a nice proof of his tremendous skill. So we're going to use this car in our setup. just to make it look a little bit more interesting. I'm not going to go through all the details of card creation because we're just focusing on ArcViz, and right now it's not important because you actually all came here to work with all of these scatters, and well, that's exactly what we're going to do. How quick is it to change your rough placement to actual dimensions? My rough placements to actual dimensions, just select all of those objects, use 2x2 modifier, and as soon as you know that you want to work with precise size, let's say that you've got your AutoCAD, you can actually get it into your scene and try to use 2x2 modifier and go ahead and snap everything all together. So I don't usually do that because it takes time, and as you can see, nobody is going to notice this discrepancies, and in this case, going out of your way to just add all those smaller details like that is just going to take you a lot of time. So being precise is easy, but it's time consuming. And as I always tell our students, 3ds Max is easy. It has, but at the same time, it has 1,000 easy steps to follow, and that's when it's actually going to get a little bit tricky. So by using one of the plugins I really love, I'm going to copy these objects from one scene to another. So let's just paste the scatter in, and let's make sure that I auto rename all of those objects at the same time. As I said, we're going to use a little bit of cheating in here because I need to respect your time, and we cannot go through every single setting, but you roughly know all of those settings already. So at the same time, let's try to, oh, UK, that's amazing. You are from Russia, so welcome. I wasn't expecting anybody from Russia. This is super amazing. Okay, let's now add the scatter. So as I said, the smaller rocks are going to go to our road. The larger are going to cover all of those objects closer. So I mean further. So let's just add those rocks in. But since I don't need as many rocks to be scattered in the back, I'm just going to either cut this out later, or I'm just going to increase this amount. Since we can actually go for it, let's do add 100 more rocks. So this is going to be our lower grass. So again, I'm going to show you all the settings, no trickery here. This is just a regular setup for scatter. Make sure that your grass is rotating accordingly to your needs, so it's not going to look weird. Again, let's add this smaller grass only to those elements of our paths that are going to be covered. So you can see that this is where we actually need our lower grass, because as I said, we're trying to create this nice transition to make our viewers believe that somebody was walking around here. So again, H to select objects, and let's just select the scatter that we're actually interested in, and that's the wild scatter. Is it possible hard to import walls building parts from ArchiCAD to 3ds Max? That's again a great question. That's actually really easy. As long as you export them in a proper format, it's going to be super easy. So at this point, we're actually done with modeling. Now we can move to lighting, and then we're going to create all of those nice materials. I'm going to use some of the materials that we already used in a previous scene because, as I said, I need to respect your time. Okay, so for the light setup, we're going to go for two things. First of all, I'm going to make sure that the direct visibility override is on, and that's when I'm going to add Corona Sky. So Corona Sky is actually better solution in my opinion than using most of the HDRIs, because it gives us more control combined with Corona Sun, and it's actually easier to work with because you really cannot, you are unable to predict your HDRI settings, because well, there's a lot of photographers, they have their own philosophy about this, so yeah, it's always going to be like that, back and forth and fighting with it. So if you want to be consistent and know what you're doing, always try to work with your settings of Corona Sky and Corona Sun. In this case, I'm going to use material override, and let's finally see what we're actually creating. So let's make sure that every other interactive render is off, and let's wait for it to load in. So it's really common for 3ds Max to crash in moments like this, so I'm just going to make sure that I first save this scene, just because it would be really bad to actually have all of you guys wait for me to recreate everything. So when working with a setup like this, I tend to go for negative values in exposure, mostly because it's just easier for me to do it so. I don't like that those rocks are in such a position, so I'm just going to play a little bit with the randomization seed, and it's going to update it, and as you can see, it's already better. Luckily, the randomization seed was really good for this plant, and actually, since I was doing it live, I wasn't exactly expecting it to be this close to the camera. What the pack of grass? So the packs of grass are we like to use are widely available online. Those are Evermotion and of course, and of course, real grass. It's there's a lot of them. I don't want to go through the list, but we tend to use Evermotion because it's actually really good. So in this case, you can see that our light setup is now missing a lot of oomph, and well, we're just going to now go ahead and create something extra. First of all, we need this ground to be exactly as it was on the teapot scene. So I'm just going to add it in to all of this ground and make sure that my displacement is actually set. At this moment, we do not need exactly the displacement, but since my computer is going to allow me that, I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to make sure that my material is actually allowing me to work with it. And how do I do it? You can now use this preserve methods, which are here. So let's just preserve displacement and glass, but there's no glass in this scene. So since we've got all of this already mapped, sorry, it's not mapped, it's still going, all of our objects now will require some kind of mapping. So we're just going to use a regular UVW map set to planar mode with a little bit of rotation, but the rotation is just something that will make it seem like it's a little bit more complicated, but at the same time, this texture is seamless, so we're not going to go through it. What is the VA material? Some kind of material library plugin? Guys, where do you get all those good questions? So the VI material is something I named this because our students are actually blessed with a lot of nice gifts, and we like to share them with our students. So we not only share textures, we also share material libraries. We're still in development of our own material library, which is going to be really good, and it's going to cover most of the common situations when working with ArcViz. So as you can now see, we've got a little bit more detail in this scene. Now we need to add materials before we actually start playing a little bit more with all of those fine lights and fancy elements. Maybe we should actually work on the sky. So who wants to see the lights first, and who wants to see the sky first? A quick poll. Let's see how many of you vote for one or the other. Since I don't want to select any objects that I don't need, I'm going to quickly show the sky. That's a one vote for sky, and let's continue. Sky. Okay, the sky is winning. So the background is going to be set with a little bit of trickery, as always. First of all, you need to find the proper texture. It's a must. So I'm just going to quickly do a trickery and actually open my folder. So we're going to use this image as a background. We want to make sure that it's going to be look identical. You can get your backgrounds from Google or any other means, but in this case, I would strongly recommend you use some kind of Google search, or go to best sites there are. So that one of them is actually HDRI Heaven for some of the maps, and Texture Heaven, which is super it's just amazing. Just visit that guy, and if you're going to use his work, make sure to chip in a little bit of extra to actually buy him a coffee on Patreon or something. To make this object's mapping a little bit easier for me, I'm going to quickly detach that one object, because I want to make this a little bit darker, because as I said, we're trying to recreate everything that we see here. And again, I'm going to hide everything that I don't need. A nice shortcut to hide cameras when they are in your way is Shift C, so it's going to be by default in that place, and I would strongly recommend you use that, because, well, it's going to be easier. So at this point, I'm going to use a regular UVW map instead of UV unwrap. I got you there, right? So let's just go for UVW map, and this time set it to box. I'm going to go for 800 by 800 because I'm still going to play a little bit with it. So guys, remember that this webinar is actually created to promote our school. VizAcademy is helping you to make sure that you understand that we're open for our signups, and we still have just a few spots open. So right about now, and I'm checking that, we've got 6 open slots for our September's group. So if you want to grab your own seat, remember to move fast, and remember, guys, to visit our site. This is how you enroll. You just click in and you pick your pack, your panel of choosing. In this case, we want you to select the package you are interested in. So if you want to create interiors, go for this. If you want to go for interiors and exteriors, go for this. And if you want to go for the VIP package, which is actually in, well, really nice discount, because we're still having a really nice summer sale. Remember, guys, that this is the most important element to sign up, to not miss out on everything that we actually have prepared for you. Our course is going to cover complex topics, not only the topic of object modeling. And right now I'm going to go back to this concrete material. So let's take a look how our map is actually working with us. At this point, you can use 2D floor 2D zoom mode for this. I want this line to be somewhere around here. So for that, I'm going to move my UVW map somewhere in the middle. Do you guys offer support after the course is finished? Yes, we do. You can always contact us, and we're going to help you out with your problems. We do not grant you the full support at that time, but you can always schedule a meeting with us. So I'm going to always be there for you to answer your emails or questions. Just after the after our course, the support is moved to the emails, but we're still pretty much open to help you with each of your problems. And make sure to contact us, because I actually like contacting our students when they start working with some real life jobs. It's always good to see how they conduct themselves in the real world, to see that our work is not being wasted and they actually learn something that are going to actually use in real life. So we do support our students after the course is done. So remember to sign up today, because this free webinar is going to be just a hint of what we actually do during our real course. So as you can see now, all of those elements are packed with materials. So that's why I'm going to add those as you know what, we no longer need this material override, but we still need to add some kind of glass and some kind of glass frame around here. So for that, I'm going to quickly create the easiest glass material there is, and that's just a plain reflection with plain refraction. So no need to go into detail, and let's go just through these two objects. Let's add the glass material to those objects that actually require it. Remember guys, that most of our students are actually starting from zero knowledge. It's super rare to find somebody who has some professional knowledge to sign up for our course, but this type of people also happen to join us. So if you want to learn something new, or you found that this webinar is actually really helpful to you, remember, we do not limit knowledge during our during our course. What does it mean? You can always contact us in the working hours, and we provide you with support 12 hours a day, so you can shower us with any questions. And most of the students that already answered some of the questions in our chat can actually tell you how it actually looks like. So guys, if you're interested in our course, remember to sign up today. If you enroll on the course, what happens if you miss a webinar? Some of us have children. Well, that's again a great question. Nothing bad happens. We understand that you have your life, and we cannot expect you to be 24/7. That's my role, to be there as a support to help you when you are available to work with us, and not the other way around. So if you miss a webinar, you're going to be sent a copy or a link of the video along with the homework. And if you need this, we will schedule an extra lesson so we can actually catch on all the topics. So just to make sure that you don't miss out on anything. Again, guys, remember, this is super important for us that you understand that VizAcademy is here for you, and we really care about our students. We try to make sure that they leave us not with just bad taste in their mouth, but we want them to leave with good portfolio. So as it is stated on the website, you finish our course with at least 2 up to 4 good interior visuals, but as always, it all requires your work. So we cannot push you to put in the hours, but if you do, I promise you that I will put in even more to make sure that we are all on the same page, and we're not going to leave any student behind. If you are just a little bit behind in your studies, we are just going to help you out to catch up with all the topics. How long would it take for a new starter to recreate what you just made? As you can see, approximately 2 hours. Honestly, after our course, this is going to be easy and understandable for all of you. So as I was supposed to create the sky, that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. First of all, you will need some kind of bitmap. You can find it wherever all over the internet. So In this case, I'm just going to go for this background that we already downloaded earlier on. But adding the background just like that, it's not going to do the trick. So that's why we've got this nice option in Corona to actually use a little bit more than that. So if I just add this as an instance, and that's exactly what you should go for. Okay, let's wait for it to recalculate. Oh, it's actually starting to look good, right? The sky doesn't. So let's now do the tricks. First of all, you need to check this and change this to from spherical to screen. So it's going to cover all of your screen. At the same time, you need to make sure that you use one of the Corona maps, and that is going to be Corona tone map control. Believe it or not, but not many professionals actually know about this map, so you're in for a treat. So we're going to make this map actually work with us and ignore some of the tone mapping. So at this point you can see that even if we try to play with so can you hear me? Guys, can you hear me? Is everything okay? Please give me a thumbs up or plus to make sure that I'm not talking to myself. Please guys, give me a little bit of chat work to see if we're actually online right now. That's a plus, and thank you for that. Stay tuned for the rest of our webinar to make sure that you went offline, but you're online now. Yeah, I had a bit of errors around here. Thank you for this plus. So I hope that we're still here and everybody's online. Guys, as you can see, this is starting to look good. Now we're going to play a little bit with the tone mapping before we move into the most important element, and that is going to be still offline, please. Okay guys, let's take a short break, and I'm going to try to please try to okay, let's 1 second for the chat. Let's try to ask those people that don't see this chat to actually refresh it. So okay, so let's try it out, and we'll be right back. 1 second. I'll just make sure that everything is correctly set up. 1 second. Okay guys, I'm just going to try to restart. Okay guys, we're back after the short break, some technicalities. This always happens during the live streams, so it works, everything's back again. So I'm happy that you stayed and actually helped me to notice this, because we're actually getting into the lights. To respect your time, I'm going to go through the quickest and best methods to do it, as always, because we just don't want you to waste any time on something that you don't need to learn, and something that is going to be boring or uninteresting. And as you can see, just in a few minutes we were able to, okay, it was actually almost an hour, but you can actually see that everything is working fine right now. Now I'm going to select all of those objects that I've previously made sure that are prepared for as my window frames. So I'm going to show you a nice trick with windows in just a second. But first of all, let me just select those frames. As for frames, some of the people are actually going through super complex materials to work with them, and I always tell them that, well, you do you and I'll be good. So First of all, I'm going to go lower with the diffuse color to make sure that it's somewhere around 3. Don't go for 0 because that's the moment where your materials are going to no longer respond to any kind of light. So 0 is a no-no in 3D visuals. So now we've got those frames, and the trick I like to give you guys is actually really easy. So as you can see, while going to wireframe mode like this, selecting the window is actually almost impossible, right? So even if I zoom in using 2D pan zoom mode, it's going to be quite annoying to do so. So you will be forced to move to standard mode to select it. But what I like to do instead is select my window, make sure that I've got all my vertices selected, and I just connect them like so. So now if I go to wireframe mode, it's easier for me to select all of those elements. So as you can see, before we weren't able to actually select this, but right now it's easier to locate any kind of window, and it doesn't obstruct the view or create any problems with render. So just a quick hint for you how to select windows. And that's always going to be a good way to check if your windows actually have some kind of glass. So let's connect those and make them actually visible. So you can now see that we've got this nice glass actually showing in our scene. For light setup, we already now have the sky, so we need to actually work with a little bit more than that. We usually work only and almost only with Corona sky, so I'm just going to add a lot of fine detail to make this lighting setup really easy and easy for you to follow. So I'm not going to use any plugins. I'm just going to place them in the right position and make sure that those aren't really too small or too big. As always, we don't need to go into super fine detail because nobody is going to look at your 3D visuals and see and look for those super small details. Make sure that your light source is invisible, and we don't need it to be in refractions, we don't need it as acoustics, and make sure that you actually turn off this occlude other lights, because if you don't, you're going to have a little bit of problem with this because your light is going to create shadow from the back. Corona comes with a lot of iOS files, so you can use them to your advantage, as well as LUTs and materials. More about it later. So let's wait for autosave. Autosaves can be actually really helpful because they really save your life. So respect them and be patient because they need to take their own time. Sometimes it's going to be during the live stream and it's going to be a little bit stressful for you, but don't worry, it's just something that really needs to be done. Before I actually go for this and add this iOS file, let me just make sure that this light is actually in place. So let's move it here. And let's turn on our interactive render to see what's the difference between some kind of light and ES light. So at this point we've got this cute little shining point, so let's make sure that it's actually stronger, so a little bit more power to it. iOS. So now we need to pick one of those that come with Corona. So I'm just going to select this focused one because it's going to look really good. And as you can see, this is exactly what I was aiming for. Right now, I'm going to go for Kelvin temperature because we want this light to be a little bit more warmer, as to create this nice mood that we're aiming at. So again, let's now make sure that our camera is locked in place, so I won't be jumping from one picture to another. Let's wait for okay. Guys, so right now, is there a big difference between tone map control and color correct map? Yes, there is. There is a tremendous difference because when you use Corona correction map, you will only change the color and tone mapping of the current texture. And if you use tone control, you will make sure that your tone mapping is not being applied to your texture. So you've got a pretty bland display of this texture in the back. Again, let's now lock this camera, and remember guys, this free webinar is specially for you, hosted by VizAcademy, because we're trying to make sure that everything you see here is just a small portion that you're going to see during our main course. So if you want to enroll in, do it as soon as possible, because we're running out of spots to actually accommodate all of the students, but we still do have 6 or 5 at this moment. I'm not sure, because it always happens that during this live stream somebody is going to sign up. So guys, remember to sign up to our course if you want to learn everything that I show you right now. If you want to know the full know-how, just go ahead and well, sign up. Right now I'm going to do a little bit of trickery. Remember to visit our site and go to enrollment. It's just like this. Go to our main site, and as you can see, it's going to be one of those clicks around here. Just do it. Pick the package you're interested in. Right now we've got our summer sale, so before we actually before you actually go to college or go back to work, make sure that you check out our offer on our main page. At this moment we need to I cannot stress this enough, we are running out of spots, so if you still want to take part in our course, remember to join us. So guys, right now I'm going to add a little bit of tricky lights that are going to be considered a little bit of cheating, but well, that's always good for 3D visuals, because your main goal is to cheat your way into your client's heart. You just need to make sure that they love what you're doing. That's why I'm going to add a little bit of fakey lights behind the slope to add a little bit of this extra oomph to your scene. Let's just move this here, and right now I'm going to move this light a little bit back and to the left, so it's not going to be physically visible, but it's going to create this nice effect around here, and believe me, this is going to be really good for your clients. At this moment you can turn on the bloom and glare, which is going to also help a lot. I think that my sky is a little bit too bright, so I'm going to lower the exposure a little bit and go a little bit more crazy with the contrast. I still need a little bit of filmic highlights to make sure that everything is okay. So as you can see, we still need to add a little bit extra in here. Guys, so if you want to sign up to our course, remember to actually visit our site, because this is the exact moment you should do it. We're now going to add a lot of nice tricks that I like to do with my exteriors. So first of all, we need to add a lot of lights that are going to create this nice reflections around here. As you can see, this is going to be a little bit tricky, so let's just make sure that it's going to be somewhere around here. I want to make sure that this light is unique, and it's going to shine both on this stairs and somewhere around here. So it's just going to mimic some kind of lamp that somebody would actually put in there. So make unique if you were working on instances earlier on, and I'm going to make this a little bit more orangey, so it's going to add more of that effect. But let's not stop there and actually copy this light 2 or 3 times to add a little bit more effect. But this time I'm going to move this a little bit lower, so it's going to look a little bit different, and it's also going to add a bit of shine to this car. So that's again something that is going to add to your shot. At this point, another trick is to add light planes that are going to add a little bit more shininess and reflection around your house. I know those are tricks, and this is actually witchcraft. So so guys, stay tuned in, and Right now I'm going to change this sphere light to planar light because I don't want it to cover all of those elements, and let's just make it gigantic this time because we do not need it to be super strong, but we need this reflection. Can you see it? It's beautiful. So let's rotate this, place it where we need it, and this is totally too strong, but still possible. So I'm just going to make sure that it's not too strong. So let's go for 10 times, no, 25. Yeah, 25 is going to do the trick. So you can now see that we've got this nice gradient. It doesn't have to be yellow or orange. You can use whatever color you fancy for your shot. So as I said, we're going to go ahead and try to recreate this. So we're still going to use LUT. We're going to use a lot of extras, and we're going to add to this shot. So right now I'm going to make sure that I've got this copied here, and from this moment now on, it's just going to be me copying lights and adding everything else. So I think we can actually stop the modeling somewhere around here, and instead of continuing copying the lights from one place to another, we can actually go ahead and add something that I really like to add as a last element of my visuals, and that is actually almost exclusive element of Corona, and that is going to be light mix. So let's just stop here and let's add a little bit of light mix. So light mix is always a really good thing to work with. Why? Because it saves you a lot of time. Maybe I should add a little bit of this extras, but at this point we're just going to wrap this up and let's go for light mix. As you can see, light mix, it allows you to change your mood, change the mood of your scene in just seconds. Just imagine that your clients are going to ask for a lot of redos and a lot of different moods, and Corona actually allows you to work with both new lights and old lights to add more color, more details, and it's just going to be super easy to work with in Corona because it allows you this free artistic, a lot of artistic freedom. So as I said earlier, for this type of shots, you should have your interactive render set to, we should have this set to, okay guys, this is actually getting a little bit out of hand. Yeah, again, make sure that the fast preview is off. We don't need it at this moment, and since we've got all of those elements all together, we can now play around with LUTs and actually make the final shot look really good. So if you want to change the mood in your scene, just go for it. If you want to control some of the lights on the elevation, just go for it. It's real time. It's going to be super responsive. So if you want a little bit sharper or smaller light around here, or you even want to change the color of your sky, this is where you can do it. So as you can see, adding a pinkish light to my scene was just a second. So if I want to make this overall shot a little bit warmer, so it's going to be most likely some kind of sunset, this is how you do it. So in this case, this is going to also affect this tone mapping. So let's make sure that we actually work with everything that we need in this case. So backlight of the car, yes, it's now shining. So you can see now that it's actually creating a little bit of this nice gradient around here, nice reflection. And as I said, this is going to be where I'm going to move to our specials. So guys, for those of you that actually were able to stay with us online till the end, as I said, we're going to send out our specials for all of you that tuned in. First of all, I'm going to go through a little bit of our school school site. So let's talk about VizAcademy for a second. Again, guys, while our final shot is rendering in the background, I'm going to quickly tell you a little bit about us. So most of our students come to us without any prior knowledge of 3ds Max, or they have just the basics that their college actually was forced to teach them. And as you can see, this is a really nice transition after just 5 weeks. We do not waste time. We go from topic to a topic, and we do not limit knowledge. This is actually super important for you guys. Why? Because the more questions you ask, the more time you spend with us, you need to know that this is the moment where you learn. So the special offer is now posted on our chat, so visit this site. And for those of you that actually will visit our special offer link, leave your email, first name and last name, and we will be sending you emails with specials, and of course you're going to get the practice materials. And for those of you that sign up today are going to get this beautiful scene that I created online on your eyes absolutely for free. So sign up, enroll in for our course, and you're going to get an extra something to work with, something to play with. So this is going to be really a good thing. So guys, remember, if you want to enroll to our course, click on this enroll in the upper right corner of our main page. It's already shared with you on our chat. Make sure that also guys, see for yourself the webinars chat. Right now we've got this special offer listed around here, so go ahead and just visit the chat, see it for yourself, visit this link, click on it, and while you do, you're going to be moved here. Leave us your email, your first and last name, and we're going to contact you with some specials. So if you want to learn how to create visuals, this is how you approach this. Of course, I'm going to now continue a little bit more about our site. We actually work in 3 main elements. First of all, we've got some kind of planned out schedule. So first week we go through basic and advanced modeling. So you will learn how to create models starting from tap, actually finishing on your interior. Then we're going to go through the lighting and materials, and we're going to teach you how to finalize your render and add post-production. So next thing is in the 5th week we can actually start working on your 2nd and 3rd image. In this case you'll already know how to use all the tools to create some special shots. We're also going to cover close-ups and we're going to teach you how to master lenses and work and think as a photographer when creating visuals. The last part of our full program is actually exteriors. So we both go through exterior modeling, lighting, and then materials and finalization. So it's all in just 7 weeks. Remember guys to click the chat to visit our special site. And yes, it is like Christmas, so this year it's earlier on, so let's continue. As I said, all of those images seen on our website are actually posted by our students. Are created by our students. I still cannot believe how good they are. I'm kind of jealous when I look at some of those shots. So I need to tell you that I'm really glad that they were able to pull this off. Just look at this beautiful renders. So let's just continue now, and as you can see, all of those professional shots are done by our students. They started just from the scratch, and remember, you can also become a hero. So from zero to hero, if you don't know 3ds Max, if you find it somewhat intimidating, this is exactly the course for you. Why? Because you'll be able to get not only the knowledge, but also free textures, free materials, and some free models that are going to help you along the way. We're going to teach you everything that you need to know from scratch. So we have individual tutors. That means that we don't just send out a bot that will answer your questions. I'm actually going to do it personally. And if your case requires that, we're going to actually call you on Skype, talk to you, or give you a special lesson so you can catch up. So if you miss a webinar, don't worry, everything is going to be fine, because we're going to make sure that you are caught up with the whole group, and you'll see that it's actually really easy to do so. Remember guys, to click on the special offer link down below on our chat. So do it now to add in your info, so we can actually keep the contact with you, because we want to stay in touch with you guys, because not only we're going to create more webinars like this, but also we're going to make sure that our online conferences don't just go over your head. That means that we really need to make sure that you guys learn how to create everything. At this moment, we've got approximately 225 students trained. So that's quite a number, right guys? Visit our Facebook to see all of those nice comments. We're actually transitioning them to our main page. We've got a lot of people actually giving us this nice comments, so read them now and see for yourselves. Those are our students, so those that allow us to share their information and add their Instagrams or contact info, like Leah or Nicole, are actually going to be able to give you their own testimonials. So if you sign up today, you're also going to get a special scene that we've created, videos that are only limited for those that are going to sign up today. So go ahead, follow the special offer on our chat. Do we get a certificate when we are finished it? Yes, you will get a VizAcademy certificate. This is going to be well, your own certificate with your own name. You can use this as your reference. So if your future employer is going to contact us, we will vouch for you, and we will give you the recommendation that you need. So I'm Mike, I'm the main teacher of VizAcademy UK, and the rest of these guys are actually our support, and you can actually call them more like founders. So they're always online to help you out, but mostly I'm going to do this job because at this moment I'm just taking care of the VizAcademy UK. So guys, remember that right now we've got a special sale, so it's only summer limited, and our next group starts on 25th of September. So sign up now, because we're running out of spots to actually join in, and we're actually making sure that you remember that you can pick one of the three options. I strongly recommend you to go for either interior rendering, exterior rendering, or our VIP option, which is going to cover even more with extended full support and lots more work to do for those of you that sign up for the VIP package. At this moment, the hot take is actually interior, exterior, and you will learn all the techniques that are needed to create images like this. So going back to this shot, I'm now going to go back with a little bit of environment exposure. And what is super fun in Corona is that right now you can see that we're making sure that everything looks amazingly good. So this light is actually a little bit too bright. No problem there. We can just make it a little bit weaker. And you want to add a little bit more oomph around here. No problem there. Let's just do it. So guys, remember to sign up. We we will teach you how to create interiors and exteriors. So guys, remember that were your students able to find jobs and employment? In this case, I actually went through the case of Leah. She's already working as a professional. She's already grabbing her own clients. She didn't update all of her pictures on Instagram yet, but you can visit her site to see her progress because she's uploading there more. She's actually working as a professional right now. She's recreating her own projects, but also we were able to guide her through. No, not actually guide her through. We were able to give her a little bit of hints and tips on how to improve her own professional job. She created some quotes. She worked with hotels and, well, quite large clients already. So visit her site, visit Nicole's Instagram, and you're going to see that those people are actually good to follow because those girls are going to add a lot of new shots. So guys, in this case, you can actually see that we can change not only the colors but power of each light. So if you want to work a little bit more with the mood, you can just do it. Okay. Choose a plan that you're interested in, and remember guys, this is super important for us that you understand that interiors are a full package and exteriors are just the expansion, so you get even more. You're going to go through all the interesting stuff that I shown you during the today's webinar. And remember again, click on the special offer to leave us your email and contact details so we can send out to you some special offers. Those are limited time, so please try to follow this link right now. We're going to send you those beautiful extras soon. So guys, I guess this concludes our webinar. So guys, we will learn you how to become professional in 3ds Max, and remember to choose your plan, to sign up for give us your contact details, so we're going to be able to actually sign you up for our course, and actually we're going to see what do you expect from us. We do not expect you to just follow us. We expect you to give us a little bit more to work with, because we want to teach you how to become a professional. So choose a plan that you're interested in and make sure that it's exactly what you need. So exteriors and interiors is going to be the full package, and the VIP is for those that need a little bit more to work a little bit harder and they want to become just a little bit more professional. Guys, as I was saying, this concludes our webinar. So remember to choose your plan, type in your contact details, and follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and of course Facebook, but we're mostly active on Instagram and YouTube. So remember guys, we want you to pick the package that you're interested in, and well guys, thank you very much for your time. We're going to post another webinar soon. Our next group starts on 25th of September. So remember that it's actually, the time is limited, the spaces are limited. I'm expecting a lot of signups after this webinar. So since we don't really have a lot of spaces left, remember, don't be quick. Actually, just do it right now. Why not? Okay guys, as I was trying to say that, this concludes our webinar. Thank you very much for your time, and let's try to remember that let's try to remember that we need you to click at this special offer, sign up now, join VizAcademy, and see for yourself that it's worth it. Thank you very much, and bye bye.